Sleepy Hollow started in my office a couple of years ago. William Withem, one of our DMA students, came to show me a couple of his pieces.
He asked me if I would be willing to compose a small opera for young people.
I got a chance to meet with Bill and I listened to some of the music and I thought, well, there's some real possibilities here.
We started with a small idea. The whole idea was to write something for a couple of singers and small ensemble, something that we can present in a small venue. As soon as we saw the project developing, the project grew and grew and grew more.
This is something that I was a little bit intimidated by, a lot intimidated by.
To produce an opera takes a lot of resources.
Opera is almost an unattainable goal, not be an impossible goal, but a very difficult one with many tricky steps along the way.
This is a very unique opportunity for Bill, and I am absolutely convinced that he will be successful.
I have always had a place in my heart for Sleepy Hollow. I think one of the large elements is the supernatural element of the Headless Horseman. It's posed in some ways as more of a question: is this apparition real, or is it more of just local folklore? And this kind of hangs over the opera and the story. We are also trying to create it as a sort of a question for the audience, for the viewer. But you have to have good lead characters that you care about.
I think for us, the hard part was to make this both cinematic and yet realistic. The hardest thing was to figure out how do we tell the story and yet be practical about how to actually stage it in a three-dimensional sense, and also on a limited budget, on a university budget.
I do believe this is one of the first times at Michigan State that they've had a situation like this where a doctoral student has written something that has been performed.
We originated this here. The creators are all here. The original cast is all here. We're trying to do something very experimental, which is to use digital backgrounds.
This is certainly new to MSU. It is the first opera that will be using digital set design, where the set moves around the actors on a screen as if it were in a movie. Each scene was very seamless and they all tied together, making it difficult to do a physical set design. You hear noise of set moving and it really takes you out of the environment. What worked well with Sleepy Hollow is it seemed to be written for this digital set.
Just that Ichabod sort of introduces himself. By moving through the digital backdrops, he can sort of move from the forest to the town to his own schoolhouse.
I hope the audience really feels like they're moving through the woods, that they're walking through town, and things like that that really give you the feel that you're part of the show.
Really just really satisfying to hear it sort of come to life. The mixture of traditional and contemporary or modern is a theme that's found throughout, and that to me offers something very refreshing. This is a young person's guide through the opera. What I hope for is that it's a very rewarding experience to actually come out and to immerse yourself in a live show. There will be humor, there will be sort of romance, adventure, a lot of components working together, and I think and I feel that it will be a very satisfying mixture.
That wonder of that live experience, hoping that when that kid who's sitting next to their mom sees that Headless Horseman, they go, ah! And that to me is the grabber about opera, is that it's live and it's about deep emotion and about the sort of totality of the live experience.
The Legends of Sleepy Hollow is certainly a New Age show with a New Age set and New Age music, and so it really all collaborates well together. As
daunting as it ended up being and lengthy as the process, it's completely rewarding, and I would never have traded the creation process of this for anything else. It's been rewarding every step of the way.